Hi guys, I want us to look at computer studies project, and for this session I will base on Milestone 2, that is the part 2 of the project that consists of 70 marks. Let's see what is expected there. Therefore, what is expected in Milestone 2? Here we usually start with the system construction, where you will be required to have at least 5 tables, and also you should display relationship. You should also display forms, that is input screens, and also you should show data manipulation by use of either queries, procedures, functions, modules, etc. Also, in system construction, you'll be expected to display reports, at least 3. Therefore, let's just go to that session and see. If you have a database like this one of mine here, this is a complete project. Therefore, this project of mine has tables. Therefore, you can see here we have the tables. We also have the queries. We also have, these are queries. We also have screens, that is the input screens, the forms. You also have the reports. Reports are green, these ones. So what you're supposed to do here for the system construction, for example, if I just right click on this table of mine here, then I go to design view. This is the table, accounts table. So I just need to print screen that one by hitting print screen on your keyboard, and then you just go to Microsoft Word. Therefore, this is our system construction. This is our system construction. So I just go to tables, then I just paste my first table. Therefore, once I do paste this one here, that is my screenshot, this one here. Once now I do this is my table. You may opt to crop a bit, just go to picture tools there, crop. You can just crop this up to that point. Also crop this one. There you are. Therefore, this is my first table. Then I just right click, I go to insert caption. Then here I do my caption. This is my accounts. This is my accounts table. That way. Then I proceed to the next. I go to the next. If I can cross this one, I go to something like sales entry, that is sales details. This one, I right click, go to design view, then I just print screen that one again. I go to next here and paste it. Therefore, after doing that, go to picture tools, go to crop, just crop this. You'll be left with a decent table, then just magnify it. So you see now, so far I have my table 1 and table 2. Therefore, this is right click, go to insert, then this is my sales details table. That way, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, guys, you see now I have been in a position to do this, that is tables at least 5. Okay, I have used 2, but I have given you the idea on how to do that one. Therefore, you will screenshot your 5 best tables, just like I have shown you. Then, on the other hand, we can proceed to the next session, whereby in the next session here, you're expected to display your relationship with at least 4 rings. Therefore, even if it has 6, 8, or even 11, 100 rings, the teacher will just mark the 4 best. So, if I may use this database of mine here, you just go to database tools, then you go to relationships. Therefore, once you do that, you can see now my relationship. This is my relationship figure. Therefore, I print screen that one, and then I go to my word, I paste it. Therefore, this is my relationship. Therefore, I just right click, go to insert caption, then I just have this figure as relationships. Relationships. That way, guys, Then we proceed. If we go back to our presentation here, we have said we need to have tables at least 5. We also need to have relationships at least 4 rings. Then next we need to go to input screens, that is forms, and also later we go to queries and then reports. So guys, if we go back to our database here, if I cross my relationship, I also right click here, cross all. We proceed now to forms. Therefore you can just proceed to our forms. Like for example, we can just go to accounts form and open it. So this is the accounts form. And therefore I just print screen that one. Then I go to my Microsoft Word and then paste. Therefore once I paste this one, it's also important to give it a better look. Just crop this entry like that. You also crop this entry like that. Therefore this is my first form. And then I right click, I go to insert caption. Then I can just have this one as this is my accounts form or input screen. Therefore you repeat this. You're supposed to screenshot how many. Let's just confirm. Therefore you need to have at least 4. Therefore you repeat this process. Next you again print screen the next one here. Like for example, you can just go for something like sales. This one, sales entry. Therefore sales entry table. This is my sales entry. I also screenshot that one and paste. Then I repeat the procedure. I crop that one to a decent shape. That way. Then you just caption. Therefore that's how you do that session. Then we proceed to the next one. The next one you are supposed to do the query. Therefore you need to go to your queries. First of all, I cross all this. Right click, cross all. I go now to my queries. I need to show the examiner how I have done my query. For example, I need to show how this one works in purchase, for example. And then you'll notice that this query of mine, there are some calculations. I just needed to go with the ones that has some filtering or calculations. Like for example, you can have a query like which one. Let's just see, open any. Right now let's just go to this one for restocking. Good. Now you realize that this query here has a lot of calculations, guys. Like this one, you see now there is a lot of calculation, and I want the examiner to see this. So what I do, I just need to screenshot that one, and then I go to my Microsoft Word. And then I can paste this query here. Then this is query, and I want to show that I have done data manipulation using queries. So what I need to do is to go to insert, then I also go to shapes. Then you can take an arrow. Like for example, you can just take an arrow here that way, and then take a text box, insert, just go to shapes, you take a text box. You can draw your text box here, insert, then insert text box. Therefore I need to have my text box there. Therefore I can go back to my query, and then I can take this function here. Like for example, I can take this and then just copy that, and then display it here. You see now you display whatever function is here. It's like you have magnified the text. You are showing that using this query I have done data manipulation here. Therefore you can do several. Also pull this one and show. You can also increase the size to show that this one. You can also make sure that this one, for example, is thick like that, just to show the indication. Therefore guys, this is how you show your data manipulation. But in case you have used modules or functions, like for example in this one I might have used a number of functions. Like if we go to this sales details, I go to design view, then I go to view code here. Therefore, if there are some codes that are here, you can be in a position to screenshot them. But for now, let's just remain with that. On the other hand, you can see there is also some other functions used there. So this is how you capture and show that one. Then the next one here, we needed to go to output screens, at least 3. So what you do, guys, you just go to this one. You can right click this. This is your report. Therefore, you can display this report. Let's just display some of the reports. Yes, like this one now. You can just have a print screen of the report. Then you just go to Microsoft Word and paste there. Then just have a clear, that is a clear picture of this one. You just crop your report like that. Then once you do this, you right click again, you caption. Therefore you can caption this one as that is sales history report, because you'll be in a position to populate table of figures. So guys, that is how you do the system construction. That is the tables relationship, screens, that is the forms, and also the data manipulation. I have shown you how you actually do or display that you have really done this. Therefore, according to your marking scheme, like this year's marking scheme, currently I'm using 2016 marking scheme. Therefore, if you use this marking scheme, for example here, I will show a query showing the percentage. I'll also screenshot a query showing average, all of this. Therefore, there is no shortcut. You have to go and screenshot every query that relates to the question, and then you show how you have used the queries or any of these to accomplish that. Then we proceed, guys. If we go to the next session, we shall have demonstration by the candidate loading or running the system. So here, depending with your teacher, you can be asked to demonstrate, or you can do demonstration here by screenshots. You can just screenshot. For example, this system of mine, if I cross it down and then go back to, if I go back to this part here, this screen of mine, that is the system of mine. If I load it, if I load the system, I can be in a position to capture the splash form loading. That one doesn't have a splash form, but the ones with the flash, that is the splash form, you can be in a position to capture them loading. For example, now this one, you see now this one, when it's loading, you can see, you can show the examiner. Like for example, if I print screen this, I can show the examiner that that is the loading of the system. Loading of the system. Therefore, I can show the examiner that from this point by demonstration insert, that I can show them that you are supposed to fill. You are supposed to fill this. For example, this one, you are supposed to fill this too. That is a demonstration of how to log in. For example, that then you can just take a text box and show that this is the fill in the username, that is the username and the password search. You see now the candidate is the student is demonstrating how to log in, and therefore you get that one mark. Also data capture, navigation, these ones you can screenshot. Just take a screenshot of for example, you can just take a screenshot of the system. Like for example, if this one, you just feed the credentials that way. You see now from here, I can take a screenshot of this, then go to paste it, then I can be in a position to use the text boxes here to demonstrate that you can go to members table. You can go to members table by clicking on members. You can also take another arrow and draw that you can add users by clicking on this button. Therefore, you just need to have a text box down here and explain what these buttons accomplish. And therefore, for that case, you'll be in a position, you see now, right now, click here to open members table or members form. Guys, by doing that, you can see now that I am answering this question, data capture. I am showing how data capture is done, also how navigation is done, and also that is append, how to delete, how to append is to add, and also how to do that. On the other hand, you must also take a screenshot of input validation. That is, you have to show that my system does not accept any data, erroneous data. It must be perfect. For example, if we go to members here, this table here, then we try to capture something like 2000. You see now, if I try to capture 2000 here, 2000 is accepted. But if I go to something like 2023, you see, 2023 is restricted. You see, check the year and retry. There is no member who can be registered in 2023. We have not reached 2023. Therefore, here I have done data validation, and therefore I just need to screenshot this and show the examiner by pasting it. I need to go and paste here, and show the examiner that this is my data validation by taking an arrow and then showing, and then you type some text here in a text box that this is my data validation on this field. That is this field, the field here, this one now. You can now show the examiner that this field here, this field 2023 has validation, and therefore you can see that one is perfect. Then you should also display results of at least 2 reports. Therefore you just need to do that stuff. That is easy. Therefore you just go to reports, like for example, just go to table services, something like this, something like a report showing something. Therefore you can just screenshot a report showing how those stuff works. So on the other hand, guys, you go to users manual. Users manual, this is 4 marks. Here is where you show the installation guide, how the system launches, that you can screenshot the splash form loading or the main form, navigation guide, and procedure. Therefore, these ones here, you just need to explain that your system, that is your system has, that is the system to be installed will require 2 GB of memory. That is the memory requirements, processor speed, the type of machine, and type of softwares that can be used. And then you usually go to conclusion, recommendation, bibliography, and appendices. These ones you can use previous years projects to copy and then edit whatever is there. Therefore, basically, I wanted you to understand system construction, because this is the part that many students get a lot of difficulties. Therefore, if we go back to our presentation here, you'll notice that somebody may ask, how do you identify queries? How do you know calculations are required? To know that calculations are required, you will get something that is the use of words like compute. If you see total, somewhere total is required, or determine or find, then those ones you are required to do queries, because that's where you can do calculations. Then, therefore, those we have checked on those other areas. Demonstration by the candidates, those are the areas that I have taken you through. And then we usually end with appendices. When we talk about appendices, you can screenshot something like this. You can screenshot this and then put it there. Just tell the examiner that this is my main form. You can also screenshot or copy some of your functions like these ones and then use them as appendices. You can also use the symbols used in the flowcharts. Therefore, you can also use these symbols. The symbols used in the flowchart. If you go to shapes, these symbols are used in the flowcharts. Therefore, they are just somewhere. These ones, a lot of symbols. These ones, you can use these symbols that are used in the flowcharts. You can just show them as appendices in your system. And therefore, guys, remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed for me. Also, remember to come again in the channel and see what's new. Thank you very much.